Perfect. Okay. Let's see. All right, just want to make sure you can see everything okay.
Yes, we can.
Perfect, perfect. All right, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. You are in for our treat. We are talking today and actually giving you our updated information and including cool stats and cool details on 2023 refresh. So that's what we are going to start talking about now because we are so close to the new year. Let's start talking about how we can plan and what we're going to do next year. My name is Olga St. Pierre. I am a local real estate agent as well as your community advisor, right? So think of us as someone who has been in the industry for a long time. I can assure you we have seen lots and lots of things. And this is what we do. We help clients pretty much anywhere in the United States and Canada. And also we have our concierge service, which is free to use to all of you at no charge any time. If you need some recommendations based on the presentation that you see today and you're all excited to kind of make plans for next year, we are here to help you. We are your yellow pages pretty much from start to finish, from A to Z. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us. My other suggestion that I always make is when you are thinking about making renovations, no matter how small they are, have fun with them and do before, during, and after photos. You'll be amazed to see how sometimes little really goes the long way. And when you compare your pictures of the befores and the afters, you can truly see the difference that you've made. So let's get started. Here is kind of what we are going to be talking about today. Okay, so a lot of times I hear clients say, well, you know, when I watch HGTV and I watch TLC and all of those things really look expensive and I don't know if I can afford something. And what I am here to tell you is that some of the tips and tricks that we're sharing with you today is something that is absolutely going to be affordable and doable for you too. So definitely don't worry about that. Right? Our goal is to help you understand what renovation projects are going to bring you the most return for your money, some of our top inexpensive tips and tricks. And a lot of the times when people do these things, they are going to want to stay at home when they have a few days off, which means they're doing a staycation instead of having a vacation. Some of the best places to shop for things for your home, actual befores and afters, and our top current trends. The trends for 2023, some of them are slowly starting to come out. We're starting to see them. So we will bring them to you as we watch and monitor, because we're always trying to stay on top of what are some of the design trends, some of the things that people are going to be interested in and you may want to implement in your own home as well. So what we're starting out with is some basic things and some important things. And why is it important for you to be in the loop? Because eventually all of us, you and I together, are going to make a move. And what I encourage you to think about is the fact that it's nice to know what's in right now, but also think about the fact that when you moved into your home, and it could be 20, 30 years ago, your tastes and your preferences were much different. So where you are in your life journey right now is different, which means that it's okay to do some of these refreshes for you and not necessarily for the next homeowner, because you are thinking about making a move and maybe selling your home because you want to go into a different direction. So it's nice to understand what buyers are looking for. And at the same time, I encourage you to do these renovations for yourselves. you enjoy your home where you are in your current journey in your life cycle. And yes, absolutely, those things can be done in the budget. So let's jump in. The one thing that I do want to mention to you is that here's what I am seeing and hearing is that the costs of labor materials have increased dramatically since beginning of coronavirus, because there were disruptions in the supply production. There were issues with labor. And when I talk to my clients on a regular basis, I ask them, are you doing any renovations? What are you seeing? What are the contractors quoting you? What are they telling you is happening? How long those projects are going to take? And what we've noticed since the beginning of 2020, the increases have been dramatic and consistent. And that's what I encourage you to do as well, is when you are thinking about doing renovations, whether they're small or large, and you're thinking about hiring someone to do that, take your time and definitely get more than 1 or 2 estimates, because I think you will be shocked with the cost of a lot of the materials as well as labor cost. Will the cost go down sometime in 2023? Maybe. From some of the conversations that I've had with contractors, the cost of lumber has gone down. It has stabilized because the supply chain has been working consistently. However, a lot of the times we see the cost go up dramatically and quickly, yet they are very slow to come down. So just be mindful about these things when you are exploring your options on some of the projects that maybe you may want to take on next year. So here are some of the trends that we're seeing, and it's fun to kind of take a look and see what has been on trend for the last year or two, and what are some of the things that will be coming on as well. Natural elements are still in, and they are still popular. Neutral colors, as like marble, wicker, and cane. Statement lighting pieces or lamps are very interesting, where you may have a more calm and neutral looking room, and you may want to see action pieces, and lighting pieces are what will help you kind of create a statement. And those things are easy to replace if you get tired of them. Wallpaper is coming back, everybody. There are some creative uses for wallpaper that we have seen. So take a look and see if wallpaper is something that maybe you have been interested in. That is definitely something to consider. Textured walls are coming back, arches and curves, not just in the designs of the homes, but also in materials like in sofas and chairs, and even in pillows. Those are the easier things to kind of have fun with, because they're smaller pieces, but you can really create a great statement. Colors, you'll see some of the new trends. Warms, calming blues, peachy pinks, and sophisticated neutrals are still here, but it's really interesting to see kind of different colors of the rainbow that are coming in. And here are some of the things that we're seeing kind of making an exit. Some of it is dramatic, some of it is more quiet. Some of the traditional layouts where you have matching pieces, matching furniture, even matching lamps. It's when that kind of goes back to what we mentioned to you about having statement pieces, lighting, decorations, pillows, things like that. Minimalism is still here a little bit. Mid-century is still here, and we're still seeing those things, but a little bit less. So we'll see how the 2023 goes and where those things are going. Physical wellness spaces within the home are still big. They started in 2020. With the ability for you to have a workout and have some kind of wellness space for some of the things that you may want to consider doing. And of course, home office is still here, because a pretty significant percentage, at least 60 or 70% of employers are still encouraging their employees to work from home at least 2 or 3 days a week. So we'll see where that goes in the next few months as we head into the new year. Now let's jump in and talk about a few of the home improvement projects that are easy to do. Some of them you can do over the weekend, and they are not going to cost you a lot of money. So the first one, a lot of you are back, and a lot of you know that I'm a huge proponent of paint. And you can do paint on many, many things. People don't realize that the paint is not just for walls and ceilings. You can do paint on furniture. You can do paint on floors. You can paint kitchen cabinets, vanities, and even countertops. So think about how you can use paint to freshen up things. Paint can be used to increase the amount of space that you have visually when you do neutral color on the walls. So paint is your #1 friend. And my suggestion to you is, if you are trying to do something neutral, maybe that you want to last for a while, go with your neutral families, with your grays, whites, and beiges. And we have some suggestions here for you, depending on where you are shopping. If you wanted to look at some Benjamin Moore, or maybe Sherwin-Williams, or maybe heading to Home Depot, you can look at all of these colors and you can get them from any store with the technology that is currently in place. So Behr color of the year for 2023 is so natural. And when I was reading the reviews, it was so neat to see some comments from those folks that appreciate just neutrals as a broad palette, and then you can use accent colors. They said, thank you for helping us neutral lovers, neutral color lovers. So it's blank canvas. However, I think it's a cool color as an invitation for you to have some splash of color that you can interchange throughout the year. So here's your blank canvas for you to create your own masterpiece, I think is what Behr is telling us for next year. 2023 color trends, as you can see, they're all over the place in the colors of the rainbow. And you can see some of the colors of Behr. Sherwin-Williams has kind of some of these muted fall kind of looking colors here for you. And here is Benjamin Moore color of the year. It's really interesting. It's called Raspberry Blush. I would recommend you use it more as a accent color versus painting the whole room, because some of these bright colors do make your rooms look smaller. So depending on what your intent is, what you're trying to accomplish with color. 23 color for Sherwin-Williams is Redent Point. I thought it was an interesting color. And hey, look, it's not just for walls. It can be used for cabinets. Remember, the color of cabinets right now, I am seeing all kinds of colors of the rainbow. I've seen really dark, dramatic navy blue. And here, the kitchen is painted with this kind of earthy, beautiful color, right? It doesn't have to be anything simple. So kind of think about how you can use some of these colors in your own house to dress it up and to refresh things. So how do we try and get some ideas going to get your creative juices flowing? You can always do sample containers. You can always get these peel and stick. Think of them as like post-it notes where you don't actually have to paint the wall. But the idea is, that's what I'm suggesting to you, is to try a few colors that you are thinking about in every single room of your home. Because if you are in a light room like I am in right now, the color is going to look one way depending on how the light falls on that wall. But if you are in a darker room, see if you like that color as well, because it's going to look different. If you want to try an idea of doing this on the computer and use some of the technology, Sherwin-Williams Visualizer, which is the website that I have linked here for you, is amazing. You can plop in any room and try on any color if you just want to get an idea, at least maybe what family of colors that you may want to be in. There is never a bad time to paint and refresh. I can tell you that some of these projects you can accomplish in one day, a weekend, or maybe it's going to take you longer if you are heading in the direction of maybe painting your kitchen cabinets. Just keep in mind, depending on what project you're going to do with your paint, you need to make sure that you have the appropriate paint finish. Okay, so here's a handy guide for you. Depending on which rooms you want to do, remember, you are setting yourself up with a system to make sure that you can then maintain that color in good shape. So for example, if you're painting in the kitchen or the bathrooms, you want to use the paint specifically formulated for high humidity and high steam areas, right? That would be your kitchen and your bathrooms. If you are in a high traffic area, where you may want to wash your walls because of the kids running around, your pets running around, you may want to do satin or eggshell. And if you're doing trim doors, then you can go with semi-gloss and gloss. So here's a good suggestion here for you to use. So first project that I'm starting out with is one of the most impactful things that you can do to the outside of your home is instead of replacing your front door, which can be quite costly, I invite you to have fun, maybe involve your kids and paint your front door. I have the before and after here for you of something you can do as simple as maybe make your primary classic colors of white or black, or I invite you to explore some other colors. The purple door here is actually one of our clients. She absolutely loves purple. And she asked me, hey, Olga, you know what? I really am thinking about painting my front door purple. What do you think? And I said, I love it. I love it. Just go with that. And she did. And she sent me this picture of her purple door. And you know what? Everybody that comes to the front door is smiling because they know that it is her favorite color. And she expressed it that way. So I encourage you to be playful as well. It's just one piece of your front, one piece of your home. Yet when that color pops, it's just going to bring a smile to your face every time you come home. And that's what we're looking for. You can also transform your staircase with paint. You can do it just, not just a simple way of painting your railing, right? Which you can do in a variety of colors, but you can actually paint your steps if you don't want to have the carpet. Because with time, when we are on the steps back and forth, the treads will wear. However, you can do all kinds of different things with your steps. You can even make messages. You can even do transforming colors. I invite you to kind of explore and see what makes sense for you. Next painting project is I invite you to consider painting your countertops. If replacing the countertops that are still in decent shape is not in your budget, if you maybe were thinking about marble or you were thinking about granite, consider using a paint kit. This one you can find on Amazon. It's with a Gianni brand. But as you can see, as long as your countertops are in good shape, you can paint them and transform them and make them look like new, and they're going to look very similar to granite. And of course, the kit only costs $80, so you need to do a little bit of the prep work, and you just need to follow the instructions, but it's something that you can definitely accomplish in one weekend. Painting your cabinets, I already mentioned to you, it is one of my most favorite ways of transforming kitchens as well as vanities in your bathrooms. There are paints that are specifically made for high traffic areas like kitchens. So I encourage you to take a look and see if your favorite company makes them, and then you go to town. So if you want a simple kind of rule of thumb is if you have a small kitchen, go as light color as possible. If you have a large kitchen and you want to play with colors, absolutely. So my suggestion is if you have decent quality wood cabinets, you can technically strip that color and make them any color you want. So if you have oak or if you have maple, some of the older cabinets I love because they are solid wood, they are sturdy, they're in good shape. You can definitely really transform them to the most beautiful updated cabinetry of today. As you can see here are some of the befores and afters. You can also dress up your cabinets, of course, with updating the hardware. That is one of the easiest things if you don't want to repaint or you don't have that in your budget. But you can either, if you don't have any hardware at all, you can add them and also dress up your cabinets as well. And also, let's say if you don't like your doors because there's no style on it and you want to dress them up, nothing says that you cannot replace the doors, right? You just take them off the hinges and you just have the doors made. And that is a savings because you're not replacing the whole cabinetry, right? Not the whole frame, you're just doing the door. And here are some suggestions on kind of what kind of hardware that you can do. I'm also really interested to see that the gold colors are coming in. It's not the same gold shiny that you saw in 80s and 90s. It's a little bit different. It has a more industrial look to it, as you can see. However, it looks interesting. We're seeing this trend coming in with the hardware as well as with the lighting. So take a look and see what kind of calls to you, what your eyes are being drawn to, and then explore that, right? So you can do the cabinetry, you can do the hardware, and also an easy way to update your kitchen is to remove the valance, the wood valance that you have above the window, because that really dates your kitchen. It's like, yep, you might as well just put a year on that balance, because that was only done at a certain time. And you can see the befores and the afters. It just opens up the window and it makes things look more modern. Adjust your curtain rods. I found this extremely fascinating when I toured the homes that were model homes in the new construction. And if you visit new construction model homes, you will see this trend everywhere, because they hire interior designers that stay on top of trends. And what they want to do is help you see visually how amazing this home looks. So that way you get all excited about the opportunities that you can have if you were to buy in this community. So adjusting your curtain rods is a simple way of just really spending a little bit of your time, but no money, of helping you visually make you look larger. So I think this is one of the easiest projects that you can probably walk away with from this presentation, and do it today, right? So take a look at some of your rooms to see where some of your windows are truly being framed, because I don't know who taught us this, because we all do it. But this is what we said. Okay, well, we're just going to put the curtains around the windows. And really the best way, with what I have found based on my experience and also following some interior designers, is you want your windows to look as tall as possible, which means that we're going to put up our curtain rods as high as possible. So general rule of thumb is try to go at least 10 inches high and then 13 inches wide to make your room look tall and wide. Updating and replacing your fixtures. What we're trying to do here is, let's start with painting, right? Painting is one of my favorites, and Rust-Oleum brand you can find anywhere. They have all-in-one, which is your primer and then your paint color. My suggestion is, let's dress up these shinies, light fixtures, and what we see in our bathrooms. Let's paint them first. The worst thing that can happen is when you paint them, and if you don't like how they look, you can always replace them. But as you can imagine, the cost of replacing is going to be a lot higher than trying to paint something. Plus, you have a way to control and pick and choose your color. There's lots of options. You can do hammered look, you can have metallic look, you can have flat or matte. There's tons of different options. And as you can see, you can do it to your lamps, you can do it out to some of your exterior fixtures, to even your vent covers, which is pretty neat, because sometimes, having white, it just does not fit the overall color scheme that you're trying to portray in your home. So that is what we suggest. Let's try painting it first, and you can do it with lots of different things in your home on the inside and the outside as well. Updating your ceiling fans without replacing them, I think that's amazing. I don't know how many of you guys have ceiling fans that are gold or maybe white, and maybe you want to try to change them into more dramatic colors. I invite you to do the same thing that you did with your light fixtures, and where you were spray painting the metal. You can do the same thing with your ceiling fans. You can replace the light shades if you want to. You can then paint all of the hardware and then paint or replace the blades if you want. So there's different ways that you can do that. And again, this is something you can do very, very quickly. And of course, get your kids involved, have them pick out what are some of the things that they like. Maybe if this is for their room, they can pick out the colors that they like as well. Number 5, we're going to create an entry nook. It's something that is easy to do with your current closet. And it's simple. You can repaint the door. You can change the hardware on your door. You can remove the door period and have something cute. And as you can see, we have some suggestions and ideas, and it's something easy to do where you don't have to buy a lot of things. And again, the hardware is inexpensive. And of course, a coat of paint is going to be inexpensive as well. And yet it's going to make that dramatic first impression difference, because it is something that you see upon when you enter into your home. Reupholstering furniture. I am a huge fan of this. I have done this with quite a few pieces of the furniture that I still own. It's very easy to do. You can purchase any fabric that you absolutely love. You just cut it into pieces and then you fit it and then you staple it underneath. That's all it is. If you wanted to see some of the videos, that's what I did when I was doing it. We purchased right after college, when we got married, we did not have a lot of money to purchase new dining room furniture. So we actually got a used dining room set from the neighbors. They were giving theirs away. And I really did not like the fabric that they had on the chairs. So my mom and I went and bought a fabric that I really liked. And then she kind of showed me how to do that. And then I also watched some YouTube videos. So it's very easy to do. And the fact that you can control what kind of fabric you put in there, to me, it's just a huge bonus. So you can do this with the formal furniture, like in your dining room, or even some of the smaller pieces, maybe in your kids' rooms or something special. Peel and stick backsplash. One of my favorite things that is on the budget to do. And it's also renter friendly, right? Just check with your landlord and explain to them what you're trying to do. However, a lot of landlords, I think, are going to be okay with this because they know that you are updating and sprucing up the property. And you can find this in Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, as well as online. And the best part about it is that there's no grout involved. You just have to make sure that you prep the wall, right? That's important. Make sure that you actually have things level, and then just read the instructions and then install. This pattern has been extremely popular. You can use it on the floor as well, which is our next project that I will share with you. And subway tile, like a lot of the time people ask me, well, what should I do with the backsplash? If you're not sure and you want to do a timeless classic, subway tile is your friend. You can do some small ones like brick sizes. And I have seen some subway tiles in like really big pieces that you can do on the floor as well. They look classic and I don't think they will ever go out of style. So these are some suggestions for you here. And here's the peel and stick that you can do right on your floor. In the bathrooms, you can do it in your laundry room. You can even do it in your entryway where you want the floor to be easy to clean when you're coming in, if you have some mud on your boots or maybe it was raining outside. So easy to do. I know there's tons of YouTube videos on how to do that. If you want some inspiration and ideas to see how other people have done it, just make sure you have really good cutting tools to cut around the toilet and the vanity to make sure that it looks nice and clean and you have good connection with your edges. And another suggestion for you, if you don't have the funds, again, Rust-Oleum is coming to the rescue. You can paint the tile. The official word for it is actually reglazing because it's a little bit more complicated and labor intensive because it's a special paint. It's an epoxy type paint that adheres to the tile, to the hard materials. So you can do this with your wall. You can do it with your tub and surround. You can do this with your built-in toothbrush holders, built-in shower holders, as well as the toilet paper holders as well. And a lot of the times I do suggest if you don't feel comfortable with that, that might be the project that you may want to outsource to a professional, which I do have a couple on our list, because it is labor intensive and you do need to really follow the instructions and directions. However, it is definitely less expensive than if you were to completely tear out your bathroom, which is what you would need to do and basically start from fresh with no walls. A few other suggestions on updating and upgrading your bathrooms. Some of the easiest things you can do is, again, updating your hardware, updating your faucets. You can also easily frame your mirror because, as you know, these little clips, we all have them. They will date your bathroom as well. So if you wanted to remove them, you can do that. Another suggestion I have is, what I've done is I did not want to have the frames. I wanted to have just the timeless look of the mirror. So my husband actually got Liquid Nails, that is the brand, and he glued the mirrors to the wall. So we've been in our home since 2005, and those mirrors are still hanging without any issues. So that is another suggestion for you if maybe the framed look is not something that you're looking forward to. So when you are also in the bathroom, look at what you can do in terms of utilizing all the space that you have, whether it's your master bathroom or it is your guest bathroom. Think about how you can maximize the space that you currently have. Because if you're in an older home or you're renting, you don't have a lot of space. So some of the ways to do that is to use some tools, right? We always talk about setting up a system to help you maintain your home and use up the space that you have. So consider some of these hanging baskets, stackable tools that we talk about in our decluttering class underneath your vanity. Have some of these hanging shelves above your toilet. So kind of like walk into your bathroom and say, hey, I'm going to think that I am an interior decorator for the day. How can I maximize the use of my bathroom? How do I use all the air space is what I call it. And then kind of decide what kind of systems you can invest in to help you not only be able to put away your things, have them look tidy, and also make them look pretty. I think I love these shelves that are here. And of course, you can always use towers, right? If you're not handy and maybe you don't want to do the work. And if you have room to put a tower and use it as a stackable source for baskets or for shelving, leaving towels and other items, you can definitely do that. And also see if you can use the back of your door to hang your towels if you are really tight on space. Barn style doors are still in, and they are amazing because you create a door where maybe you are not able to use something that can swing in and out, or you can't have a folding door. And who says that you cannot get creative with colors? It's one of my favorite ways to create a partition for space, because all you really need is the hardware to hang something on that hardware. And the door can be anything you want. So think about creative ways of, I've seen people hang pallets. I've seen people hang, they had like a frame and then they used flooring material on it. People get really creative. So I kind of encourage you to see if you don't have a lot of space yet you want to create the separation. Maybe you want to have a door, you can be any door to any room of your home, bathroom, living room, dining room. I love this example here where, instead of using French doors in two of the formal rooms, you have the color and you have a barn doors. So see if barn door can be a creative way for you to dress up a room in your own home. Updating your garage. A couple of different ways that you can do that, from something that can take you 30 minutes to something that can take me a little bit longer, where you're actually painting your garage floor, kind of cleaning it and dressing it up. But I start out with one of the most popular things that you can do, and you purchase them online, is dressing up your garage doors with magnets. These are not actual doors that were cut out. You did not have to purchase a custom made door. These are magnets. So you can buy windows, handles, as well as hinges. And all you have to do is just put them on your door, because the garage doors are metal. So use them to give yourself a little bit of a pop on the accent on your doors. So where to buy and look for some of these ideas. So this is kind of where I would go if I said, okay, I want some inspiration. I want to go and look at some things. Home Depot and Lowe's are our go-to stores, of course. Depending on which side of the river you are, Floor and Decor is another favorite store of mine. What I like about that store is they have a lot more things in stock. So you can actually take a tile from this pile, go over to where the vanities are and compare and look and see if these colors are going to match, to see if it kind of meets your vision. Wayfair is one of my most favorite places to shop online. A lot of the times they have different colors of the product that I'm looking for. And a lot of the times is also free shipping. Lamps Plus Open Box. I found some really good quality lamps in that store that were priced less than on, let's say, Wayfair or maybe Home Depot and Lowe's. For ideas, also overstock Amazon, as you know, and eBay. And for ideas on, I have something in my head, but I'm not sure what it is, you can head over to house.com. It's one of my favorite websites where you have 16 million ideas. Just remember, it's going to take you some time to kind of figure things out. And house is spelled with double Z. So when we're talking about doing the work, as I already mentioned to you, what I'm encouraging you to do and just understand that planning some of these projects, if you're not going to do them yourself, takes time. Especially if you especially if maybe you are in the busy season. However, if we're heading into a fall and winter season, it is an absolutely great time to get some estimates, even if you don't want to do something. It's going to give you an idea of what that costs, because maybe it is a project that you may want to tackle sometime next year, but you need to save up some money. right? So how do we find contractors? What I can tell you that it's been challenging. It's been challenging. Some of the good contractors have been really busy and they're not looking for new work. Some contractors are sick. Some of them are out of work. So it's in some of our recommendations, it has been a revolving door. So if you do find a really good contractor, please let us know, send them our way. We want to make sure that we put them on our concierge list so that way we can recommend them to other clients like you. So how do we ask for recommendations? Check with your friends and family first. You can always look for our local Facebook group and ask for recommendations there and then interview contractors. Then local Nextdoor app is great as well. And if you wanted to try websites like Thumbtack or Angie's List, those are some good ideas as well. And kind of see if some names, some contractor names pop up on a regular basis throughout these different platforms to see if they have a pattern, maybe high ratings, and then obtain a few quotes. When I say a few, I mean at least 3 for sure. I also encourage you to verify that the contractor is licensed and currently insured. It's very important to make sure that they are compliant with the state requirements. The license is active and is not expired. Every state has this database online. So I have the links here for you for Pennsylvania and New Jersey. So this is what I have to share with you today. I know it is a jam-packed workshop, so you are going to get a copy of this workbook. And this is the workshop that we are constantly tweaking and updating because, as you know, things have changed. The trends are come and go. So we will be sure to share them with you. So please come back and tune into this workshop and some of the others that we have on a weekly basis. And you can find our schedule right here at the Life with Olga link. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel. All of the workshops get recorded and they get posted on our channel so that way you can go back and listen in and then get some more inspiration. And please share with us your before and after pictures of your projects. I absolutely love seeing those pictures. It kind of gives me energy as well. And I love to see the excitement of you sharing your ideas and how you actually made them happen in fruition. And as always, if you want to talk to me in private, if you have some questions, as an example, you're not sure maybe what to tackle in your home that's going to bring you the most value, it does matter where you live. Different communities kind of looking for different things. So don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm more than happy to brainstorm because I love kind of figuring things out and helping people make these things work for them. So that's what I have to share with you. I know that there were some questions from the registration. So let me just see if there's anything that I may need to address. So one of the questions is what renovations we need to avoid that decrease home value. The one thing that comes to mind from this question is very, very taste specific things. And when I say taste specific is orange walls, black walls, like really things that someone likes, yet the majority is not going to like. And it is a turnoff for a lot of people because they realize that now they have to spend the money to turn it around and repaint it or maybe redo it. So this is where I would go into the home and say, okay, if this is something that you are thinking about doing because you are planning on making a move soon, let's talk about how we can tone it down and make it more neutral. Easy renovations for kitchen and bath. I think we definitely covered them, some good ideas. So utilize your paint, change and update your hardware. And if you don't have any hardware added, and then maybe paint your countertop. So depending on what you have. How to put up shower safety bars on a tile wall. I know you can do it a couple of different ways. If you really wanted to make it permanent, that you can do this with the screws. They just have to be specially made to be able to go through the tile without breaking it. And I know that there are some systems available now that are glue on and they are really secure. So just do some research on I would probably start with Amazon first to see what they recommend, or you can always go to Home Depot into their kitchen and bath section and ask an associate for advice as well. Rent-friendly ideas. I think the first thing I would do is I would check with your landlord to see what you can do. Like if they have any issues with you painting or maybe doing a backsplash, if they say no, then doing some painting and backsplash work and maybe peel and stick tiles are some of the easiest ways that you can dress up your rental. What about something like removing the bathtub if you only have one bathroom? May not decrease the value, but may decrease interest for family shopping with young kids. That is true. I know that a lot of families, when they have small kids, they want to have a bathtub because it's a safe way for them to bathe the kids. So if you have the ability, I would probably leave the bathtub in. If you have 2 bathrooms, it's perfectly okay in the master to have a shower stall. And it's also safer for, let's say, for older residents. And then the second bathroom is going to have a tub for kids. All right, any last minute questions, feedback? I hope that you enjoyed this workshop this morning. You're welcome to unmute yourself, or if you want, you can just type in your thought in the chat box. Thank you very much, Pat. I appreciate it. Thank you, Kim. All right, well, we're going to wrap up. Again, reach out if you have any questions. I'm glad that you found these ideas helpful, and we hope to see you at another webinar. So we will send you the copy of this recording as well as the workbook in the next day or two, and we hope you have a wonderful day, and we hope to see you soon. Bye-bye, everybody.